Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of my 33 Days of Self Mastery. I am excited to be here and talk about the topic today of receptivity. And there's lots of ways to think about receiving. Give me 1 second. I just want to turn this volume off here. So people might there's some things coming through on Facebook there, some messages, but so there are a lot of things we could talk about when it comes to receptivity. So what I want to do is break it down into the bodies that we are comprised of. So we have, of course, our physical body, we have our emotional body, we have our spiritual body, we have our energetic body, we have our mental body, and then we have our etheric body, which is our field. That is our connectivity to universal cosmic intelligence that resides within us, that has a grid that we connect to internally, and an exterior grid that connects to the World Wide Web. And that cosmic intelligence, as I mentioned, the cosmic universal frequency and vibration of divine love. And so, on this twin flame journey, or even this holy ascension journey, is so much about coming into a sense of the self-love and self-mastery, of course, because it's about us awakening the sides of ourselves that have been wounded, that have caused protection, that has caused us to put up a guard and blocked us from our receptivity in all of these bodies, creating interference that's pulling us out of alignment with a divine connection in such a way to cosmically connect to the universe in a way at the highest frequency that we have the capacity to connect. So as we go through this ascension process and we begin to transmute all of the things inside of us and purify what's no longer working from all time, space, realities, parallel realities, and all dimensions, we're letting go of this interference that's blocking us from receiving our highest connection to the highest optimal frequency that we have the capacity to connect to. And so when you're working in this realm of clearing yourself in such a way that you think about, I want to be open to receive, know that that's on so many levels. You have to be able to receive, to see awareness, to get clarity, to be able to process mentally. You got to be aware enough then to pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your habits, and your actions, so that as you then connect to your heart intelligence, that your heart is open to receiving a maximum optimal vibration of love or above, so that you can experience divine love both in give and take in the harmonic connection in such a way that you're harmonically giving and you're harmonically receiving. So when we talk about receptivity and coming into a place of you receiving, I wanted you to be aware of the level of receptivity that you have the capacity to receive. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically. And therefore, as you work and do the inner work to be able to clear your channels, basically, to this energy, intentionally set the intention that you want to clear the interference that's blocking you in all those timelines, all those dimensions. That will make you more receptive to receiving information that is your truth, your wisdom, your higher consciousness, the divine. And in that, because of that energetic template that we have connected to the cosmic, that means that we have senses in this as well, right? We have our 5 senses of touch, taste, smell, and hearing. And in those senses, we basically become hypersensitive when we're exposed to trauma that causes emotional wounds, that causes us to basically create a disconnect within our own central nervous system that can fire, the signals within the nervous system can fire at a pace faster than we are used to in a physical form. Not to mention, the energy of the higher realms are at a faster rate than what we as a human being can sometimes process or integrate. And that's why our body is being activated in such a way to increase the light within our light codes in our DNA, so that we can become more of a light worker. Can become more of a way shower. We can hold more light. We can connect to more light. We can be more light. And therefore, we can show up in a higher frequency that attunes us to more of who we are to become. And so that's what I would wanted to share with you, to set an intention today to clear your channels to receive on all levels, so that you can truly receive the love you desire, the abundance you desire, the peace you desire, and really start to work on neutralizing your energy intentionally, to dissolve and dismantle these programs in such a way they're not so traumatizing. When you begin to feel these triggers, take responsibility in such a way you're taking accountability for your own vibration, your own reaction or responses, and choose to step out of the victim role and choose to own your vibration, own your part in this, and choose to begin to learn how to respond to the stimulation versus allowing it to overstimulate you and cause more triggers, more traumas, more reactions that is creating more trauma based on what you're going through. And so it's super important as we go forward and we begin to embody all these parts of ourselves and these aspects of ourselves. So that's why I'm doing this 33 days to collect your aspects for self-mastery. And again, if you're just tuning in, today is what you need to work on to create self-mastery is your receptivity. And so I've just kind of defined out what receptivity is on a lot of levels, and some ways that you can remove the interference to bring balance to your receptivity is go in each of those bodies, meaning your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and begin to pay attention through the awareness of that is what is bothering me, what is showing up, what is it that I feel, what is it I think, and then take a pause for a minute. And first of all, instead of fighting it and creating obsessive thoughts that is resistant and that is putting you in a reactive mode, step back, ask it, what are you speaking to me today? What do you need to share with me today? What is it that I need to do to clear the block that's preventing me from transforming and transmuting this lower frequency energy into something that's of a higher vibration? And when you begin to give yourself that kind of connection, that you're fully connected on every level, you can neutralize your hypersensitivity. And trust me when I tell you, I've been working on this, because I've always been, empath. And as I became more working with people more all over the world and doing grid work and energetic work, it's expanded my light body in such a way that I've become hypersensitive. And then I went through a lot of trauma that's activated that and created even more hypersensitivity, to the point where my sound gets off the charts. Julian has said before, when he's went through this, that he literally can hear like a mile or two away, is how sensitive like that receptivity is of the sound frequency. And so if you're experiencing anything like this, please let me know. Let me know how you are navigating this journey through your own hypersensitivity, and also what are you personally doing to receive. And the other thing I think that's important in this is, what do you want to receive? Like, we've closed ourselves off potentially, and we have blocked ourselves from receiving at our highest level. And on one end, we are receiving at a higher level, but we don't know how to fully embody that and integrate that. And so we need to literally take some time to fully heal our nervous system through these thought patterns so we can stop triggering ourselves and creating more trauma. And this is going to help us be able to come into a greater, higher version of us. You have hypersensitivity, Philip? Yes. So, what do you do to be able to calm your nervous system? What are you doing to be able to neutralize any thoughts, emotions, feelings? One of the things in this, as I said earlier, all of this is about power and choice and choosing to change this and taking responsibility and accountability for this vibration. And what I say this over and over again, I can't say this enough. So I'm going to say it again, that through this transmutation process of alchemy, of changing form of who we've been to who we are becoming, to who we're, I've been in the past to who we are, I should say, to who we have been, to who we are, to who we're becoming. I mean, that's going to always change. So we're always moving and always changing. But in that, what I have found personally, that if I sit there and let that stew inside of me and I just let it repeat and go through the loop and the cycles without putting my pain into a purpose, then I'm actually creating more trauma for myself. And I'm not healing to my highest ability until I actually serve something or someone or show up in a way of helping someone that is going through something similar to me, which is why I do what I do. And I heal in the process. And so, if you've not answered that soul calling and you've not been going to the next level of who you are by stepping into your purpose, your dharma, your true north, and discovering what that is and what's blocking you from that. And that's why I've started the Lightworker Academy, where it's helping people to step out of their limitations and stop being stuck because they don't, one, know what their purpose is, or two, they don't know how to get there. And everything that I have done to be here, I'm teaching people how to do the same thing, down to program, system, operation, and it's turnkey. So make sure to check out the link that is on my Lightworker Academy. And I would love to see you there. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. But there are links in either my bio on Instagram or in Facebook. It'll be below you, or in here on YouTube, it's going to be above you. Actually, I said that backwards. I always say it backwards. YouTube is going to be below you. Facebook is going to be above you. So, Philip, you work out. Working out is so good for your body. Like, our bodies are been on overload and overdrive. And so we're really needing to create a strong physical body. I have done that so many times, and I was in a really good place with that until I got COVID last year, like a year and a half ago. So I have had to kind of like dig my way out of what I went through and kind of look at, why did I recreate that experience? And I know why. So I'm working my way through recovering from that. And I feel like I'm recovered mostly from that. Now it's about really taking some action and really pushing through a little bit to get myself through the barrier that's preventing me from operating at my optimal function in my physical body. And that is going to be through, exercise. And my diet's always been really clean, without sugars and things like that. But I will say, whenever I had COVID and I had no brain function and I had no energy, I craved peanut M&Ms because that gave me brain power. I could actually think by the sugar. But I mean, I've had to, like, there's a lot of learning lessons and all of that. And I still work today to recover. But thank you, Philip, for sharing that. I'm going through a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome, Philip. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to close up for today because this is a 33-day challenge, which means I'm putting myself to the test, and I'm showing up for 33 days in order to, on the fly, just share with you information that is helping me go to the next level in what I'm looking to do. So I'm literally, if I'm going to talk the talk, I walk the walk. So here I am working on myself by showing up in a place of being more adaptable, more on the fly, less prepared, more open, more raw, more transparent. And so I invite you to do the same and check out my program. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Have a great night or day or evening, depending upon where you are.